A very unpopular, popular opinion. Young children should not be getting cancer. Those young mini humans, cute little babies, young children, boys and girls should not be getting cancer. Now you're going to ask me, Lover, who is supposed to be getting the cancer? Pedos. Them PDF, them pedophiles, those people, PDF, pedophiles, them pedos, them, all the cancer in this world should be bundled together and thrown to the people that are PDF and that are pedophiles. Yeah? Those are the people that are supposed to be getting cancer. Anyway, this is actually a movie review. It's about a movie that is currently being shown on Netflix. This movie was released in this year, 2026. Movie is titled Nothing to Lose. This movie actually follows a couple who desperately wanted to have a child. This couple, they were knocking every day, morning, night, afternoon, anytime. They were knocking regularly. After they have tried severally for natural way for a long period of time, they couldn't get pregnant. They, of course, contacted or consulted a fertility clinic. On getting to the fertility clinic, they eventually went to the part of IVF. Eventually, it came to the realization that even our eggs, our embryo, were actually not viable. They couldn't use our embryo or our egg. She was then advised to go for egg donor. Of course, she later went on. In the movie, we were shown how the mom and the dad eventually got separated. Life happened, so they got divorced, but they had obviously after that egg donation, they obviously had a son. Like I said, life happened and they both divorced at the end of the day. So the mother was the one who was not solely taking care of the boy. The boy fell sick and eventually was diagnosed with cancer. And immediately after the diagnosis, he was put on high doses of chemotherapy. Despite receiving high doses, very strict treatment of chemotherapy, the boy actually still need a bone marrow transplant or a stem cell donation. And because of his critical condition, he was put on the nationwide urgent list of bone marrow transplant or stem cell. But if you know those kind of things, they don't just come like easy like that. They are quite difficult to find. Days gone by, probably weeks gone by, and they still haven't received a bone marrow transplant, and his condition was getting more critical by the day. Of course, like I mentioned, that the boy was actually conceived through through organ egg donor. Yeah, so the mother, of course, went back to the organ egg donor facility and tried to see what can be done. And they eventually conducted an investigation and found out that another family actually also had bought or used that egg for their fertilization. So maybe that our own son probably have a brother or a sister somewhere. So the most important thing about the stem cell or the bone marrow transplant is that at least the object of the mother, the gain, what the mother actually wanted was to be able to get in contact with the other family, convince them to give her son the bone marrow transplant. Don't forget that when it comes to organ donations or all those egg donation and sperm donation, anonymity was actually very, very important. So that clinic could not by law release the details of the other family to her. Like I said, her son was lying in the hospital, critically ill by the day. So she desperately needed the address, the telephone number, the contact information, and this clinic refused. There was a day she broke into the clinic, but the police arrested her, and at the point where she was arrested, she was able to take the gun from the police, held the two policemen captive, and eventually ended up holding the whole hospital hostage. This woman took gun from the police, chased the police out of the department where her son was, and held the whole hospital department hostage. Nobody was to go out, nobody was to come in. The little she was going to release everybody and stop the hostage was if her son ended up getting a stem cell or a bone marrow transplant. This woman contacted the local news herself, went on live television herself, and told the whole entire world her contempts and conditions for holding everybody hostage. Yeah, eventually, the other family were eventually convinced to give the stem cell donation or the bone marrow transplant for her son. The movie ended by showing that her son, 5 years later, eventually got a new brother and got a bone marrow transplant, from the same egg donor. Like I said, children should not be getting cancer. Them PDF, them pedophiles, those ones should be getting cancer.